Well, the snow plows and the salt trucks were out last evening and well into the night. I know down around Fort Wayne, they were out busy all day yesterday because the weather forecasters have said, hey, look, there's freezing rain coming tonight. So they got ready and they prepared. Now, I don't know how they work out their shifts, but most of them work 8-hour shifts a day. Some of those snowplow drivers, like the electric linemen and other utility workers, they're on call. And if they get called out because a tree branch broke a electric line or some kind of utility, then they get paid a lot, from my perspective, a lot of money. And I'm glad they're willing to go. But they get time and a half or double time, sometimes triple time their normal rate because they're going out at an unusual time. There's an extraordinary demand upon their talents and their abilities and their time. So they're compensated for it. They have a contract with the company. And we're all familiar with that. Most of you either go to work or you used to go to work, not because you loved the company so much, but because they were going to give you a paycheck. And that's what the Apostle Paul here is saying in 1 Corinthians chapter 9. He's saying, look, the, uh, the shepherd, the soldier, the, the laborer, even the oxen we looked at yesterday, are to be compensated for their work. He goes on with that same idea here when he says, or is he, that is God through Moses, is he speaking altogether for our sake? Yes, he is, for our sake. It was written, because the plowman ought to plow in hope, and the thresher to thresh in hope of sharing the crops. If we sowed spiritual things in you, is it too much if we reap material things from you? And the Apostle Paul is just saying, look, as an apostle, I came to you at Corinth, and we're going to read tomorrow how he expresses the fact that he did not take financial support from the church there in Corinth, but he had different reasons. He had good reasons, but he could have, and that's his point. If we sowed spiritual things in you, is it too much to ask to harvest, to reap material blessings from you? And the answer is obviously, of course not. Everybody works their job, their career, their vocation to be compensated. They go to work on Monday morning hoping to get a paycheck on Friday. The farmer plows and sows the field in the springtime hoping to get a harvest in the fall. And so people do things as an investment of their time and abilities so that there will be a benefit. So there'll be a reward, a harvest. And Paul's saying the same thing applies to the apostles, prophets, evangelists, and pastors, our elders. And that's one of the reasons that when Paul wrote to Timothy, he said, you know, the elder who works hard in shepherding and in the word is worthy of double honor. Because the churches back then recognized this truth that he's pointing out to the church in Corinth. The elders were spending all this time, talent, energy, money, expending themselves on behalf of the flock. And it just seemed right to answer this question scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Is it too much to expect when we sow spiritual seed to expect even a physical blessing? And I think the answer to that is obvious. So pray for your elders, whatever church you're a part of, pray for your elders and bless them if they're a blessing to you. Pray for those that are preaching, your evangelists, and some of the elders that preach. Pray for them and be a blessing to them. Reciprocate. And that's the law that God gave to Moses, and that's the principle that the Apostle Paul is saying this applies not just on the job, not just in the field, but in the church as well. And again, all of this is motivated by our love for one another. We love our preachers. We love our elders. We love our fellow Christians that are part of the church, the congregation where we are, and the church worldwide. I'm using this coffee cup this morning. There's a sticker on it for IDES. If you are interested at all in helping with the relief of the catastrophic disasters that struck Eastern Tennessee, North Carolina, or the Los Angeles area with the fires, get a hold of IDES, IDES. Just search for it. It's called International Disaster Emergency Services. And they do a great job with it. God bless you. He loves you. And we love you.